On January 13, 2012, the world was an inch away from a disaster greater than the Titanic when the Costa Concordia, owned by Costa Crociere, accommodating 3,780 passengers, began to sink. The Costa Concordia was owned by Costa Crociere, a subsidiary Carnival Corporation. When launched in 2005, it was Italy's largest cruise ship, measuring 290 meters long and with a passenger capacity of 3,780. The Concordia was known for its luxuries. It featured 4 swimming pools, a casino, and reportedly the largest spa on a ship. In July 2006, the vessel undertook its maiden voyage, a 7-day cruise from Mediterranean Sea with stops in Italy, France, and Spain that became its standard route. On January 13, 2012, the Concordia left Italy at approximately 7:18 p.m. On board were 1,023 crew members and 3,206 passengers. As the Concordia approached the Giglio Island, several hours later, it deviated from its standard course, moving closer to the small Tuscan island for a maritime salute. It was a very common practice that included the cruise ship sounding its horn. The Concordia had performed several in the past. The area was known for its rocky outcroppings, and at some point such formation was noted in the path of Concordia. Schettino, a captain for more than 7 years, ordered a change in course, but due to language issues, the Indonesian helmsman steered the boat in the opposite direction. It reportedly took 13 seconds to correct the maneuver. The boat's bow ultimately swung clear, but the stern collided with the reef at approximately 9:45 p.m. The confusion on the bridge resulted in conflicting orders, but the damage had been done. The Concordia's port's left side had suffered 53-meter tear. An assessment of the damage revealed that 5 compartments, including the engine room, were flooding, and the ship soon lost its power, after which it was total chaos. The passengers on the cruise panicked and started running to save their lives, which resulted in ship tilting to one side. In addition, with neither the engine nor rudder functioning, the ship could not be steered. However, the wind and the stuck position of the rudder caused the Concordia to turn back towards the island. While the change in direction made the later rescue easier, it caused the ship to start tilting to the right side. The drifting of Concordia eventually ran aground near the shore. During this time, a panicked passenger contacted her daughter in Italy, and the Italian Coast Guard called Concordia at about 10:14 p.m. Schettino, however, downplayed the damage, stating that the vessel had experienced a blackout. Evidence introduced in Schettino's trial suggests that the safety of his passenger and the crew wasn't his #1 priority as he assessed the damage to the Concordia. A recorded phone call with the Costa Crociere crisis coordinator Roberto shows he tried to downplay and cover up his action by saying that blackout was the only reason which caused the accident. Some 10 minutes later, the Coast Guard again contacted the ship, and this time the crew admitted that the vessel was taking on water. However, Schettino's only request was for tugboats. A little more than an hour after impact, the crew began to evacuate the ship, but the report noted that some passengers testified that they did not hear the alarm to proceed to the lifeboats. Evacuation was made more chaotic by the tilt of the ship, making walking inside very difficult, and lowering the lifeboats on one side near to impossible. Making things worse, the crew had dropped anchor incorrectly, causing the ship to flop over even more dramatically. At 10:39 p.m., the first rescue vessel arrived. Approximately 15 minutes later, Schettino finally ordered to abandon Concordia. At around 11:20 p.m., Schettino left the ship, leaving his passengers behind. He later claimed that he fell off Concordia and landed in a lifeboat. Some 13 minutes later, the last crew member departed the cruise, even though approximately 300 people were still on the ailing vessel. By 12 a.m. on January 14, the Concordia had a severe tilt, making the release of lifeboats difficult and forcing many to use ladders. At 12:40 a.m., a Coast Guard captain called Schettino, who was in a lifeboat with other Concordia officers, and ordered him to return to the vessel and oversee the evacuation, but he refused.
Lei si sta rifiutando di andare a bordo, comandante? E mi dica qual è il motivo per cui non ci va. sto andando perché ci sta l'altra lancia che si è fermata.
Lei vada a bordo, è un ordine, lei non deve fare altre valutazioni, lei ha dichiarato l'abbandono nave, adesso comando io, lei vada a bordo. È chiaro?
Sto andando a bordo.
Vada, mi chiami immediatamente da bordo, c'è il mio aerosoccorritore lì.
Dove sta il tuo soccorritore?
Il mio soccorritore sta a prua. Avanti. Ci sono già dei cadaveri, Schettino. Avanti.
Quanti cadaveri ci sono?
Non lo so, uno l'ho sentito. Me lo deve dire lei quanti ce ne sono, Cristo.
By this time, however, the rescue operation included 25 patrol boats, 14 merchant vessels, and numerous helicopters. By the early morning, 4,194 people were evacuated from the Concordia and taken to the Giglio Island, which had a permanent population of less than 1,000. At 6:17 a.m. on January 14, search efforts were temporarily suspended, but the following day, divers rescued 3 more from inside the Concordia. They were the remaining survivors. 32 people died in the disaster, and the last body was not recovered until November 2014.